Hi, I'm Munn. I'm a portrait photographer based in Denver, Colorado, and a creative artist. And I've decided to do this series from my studio on pro tips. And basically, it doesn't matter whether you're a student, an amateur, or a professional photographer who's been in business for a couple of decades. Congratulations if that's you. I've decided that it's an important thing for us as photographers to be able to share our knowledge, whether it's technical expertise, artistic abilities that maybe some other people have a hard time with, definitely the business and marketing side of things. I think the sales is really important to focus on. And a lot of times I hear from new photographers that people are not sharing that information I think back on when I began and even through the current state, I want to know how much different could things have been for me if I had known a few of these things before I had to learn the hard way. So my hope with this video series is that these are, nugget size, hopefully golden nugget size tips, pro tips for things that you can either take away and say, okay, I think that's a good idea. Maybe I'll consider adding that or thinking of something that might be more relevant to your business. Or you might, just be like, okay, I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to do what she did and learn from that horrible mistake. So I'm here to give generously, to be honest. I'm happy to answer questions and just want our community to grow and all of us to level up together. I find that when we keep things for ourselves and we don't share with other people, we make this entire community more difficult to elevate and rise to greatness. So that's my goal, is to share my knowledge, and I love when people share their knowledge with me as well. So for today's video, the first pro tip I'm going to talk about are trends for 2025 in photography. You can probably do a Google search if you haven't already. I've done a few just trying to check out what's coming up, what's on the pulse of fashion and photography, and what are people looking to bring into 2025. As a owner of a portrait photography studio, all of my work is fashion inspired or fantasy inspired. So it's relevant to me what's happening in the fashion world. And if there are new things, new ideas and concepts that can add to my creativity and add to my offerings for my clients, I definitely want to bring that in. Although I'm going to say, here's the deal. The tips or the trends that I found, I don't think they should be trends. I was kind of shocked. My soapbox moment here is one of the biggest trends for 2025 is inclusivity and diversity, which 2025, is that really a trend? I feel like that should be a mainstay in your business. So my pro tip for you is to not view this as a trend. If you have not already diversified your portfolio and shown inclusiveness with the body of work that you have out there, whether it's in social media, your marketing materials, your website, you need to do that. You need to do that for a lot of reasons. As a portrait photographer, it's a pleasure and a privilege to serve the community. And that community can be as big or as small as you want it to be based on your niche, based on who you want to serve. But you need to show who you want to photograph. And everybody wants to be photographed. If they don't see themselves, they're not going to book you. So if you have a website that looks the same, everybody on there looks the same, it's good that that person's going to see themselves and want to work with you. But there's a whole lot of people that you're missing in the market that would spend money with you if they thought you knew how to photograph them or you enjoyed photographing them. So as opposed to making it a trend in 2025 to start looking at the world, with open eyes and seeing everybody as being deserving of being photographed and being treated and pampered to a photography session, I want you to start seeking out people that you can add into your portfolio that represent all different walks of life, all different types of people. My background is actually in dance. I was a professional dance performer and instructor. I traveled the world for a couple of decades, teaching women and men all over the world, different backgrounds, different ethnicities, different skin tones, religions, different sizes, ages. And I love that. That is a big part of my passion for what I do now and what I did then. And that is to empower people, to help them find their strength, to get them in touch with being passionate about who they are and their sensual side. And so to me, that is like giving life. And I think every single person out there is deserving of that. So when I began my business, all the way through now when I book creative shoots, it is my goal to make sure that I am constantly looking for a variety of different people so that any woman out there, and the men too, who look at my website will be able to see themselves, that they'll be able to see a reflection of who they are and know that number one, I'm capable of photographing them in a beautiful, authentic way. And number two, I desire to do that. That is something I love to do. It's a passion of mine. So I would encourage you not to make diversity and inclusivity a trend of 2025. But if that's something you haven't already been doing, make it a goal, make it a priority, make it a great start to 2025 for your business.